Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel Data Drivers. In my last video I discussed about filters in Tableau, and in today's video I'll discuss about context filter, date filters and order of execution of filters in Tableau. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm connected with sample superstore dataset, and there is a very simple bar chart which we have here right now. I just little bit did some modification. I'm currently showcasing the sum of sales based on categories, and these all are arranged in descending order. You can see, and when you scroll over here, you can see the subcategories and the categories and the sales and the codes. So what I want to do is, let's say if I want to show the subcategory, top 5 subcategories, I'll just simply click on show, simply click on filter here. I'll click on top. I'll click on this particular thing. Let's say I want top 5 subcategories based on sales. So you can see you have the top 5 subcategories here. Now let's say you will be interacting with category filters. So I will click on the category here, and I'll click on the show filter here. So whenever I click on the category, all the top 5 subcategories should comes up for that particular category based on the sales. Let's say I'm picking up the furniture only. It is showing top. I'll select furniture only right now. So currently it is showing me 2 categories, which is not as per my requirement. If I click on, let's say, check this out. If I click on office supplies, it is also not showing as per my requirement. If I click on technology, it is also not showing. So basically what it is doing, it is just currently showcasing me the sales right now based on the subcategory, because we have provided our filter to show top 5 subcategories, sales based on top 5 subcategories, and this is what it is doing right now. But let's say if I want to showcase the top 5 sales for every subcategory when I interact with the category. So this is what I have. So to achieve this particular requirement, we have a filter which is called as context filter. So I have kept categories in the filter shell. To add this in context, I'll just click on context. So now it will be turned into gray. So now what does context filter do is, context filter first calculates that particular filter and provides you the output based on your condition. So let's say I'll select furniture here only. So it will show me the top 5 sales based on furniture, though it is showing you top 4 only currently. The reason being, we have only 4 sales, 4 subcategories in the furniture, not the 5. That is the reason. So if you see, I have just created another chart here. There's no filter, nothing. So for furniture, you have only 4 subcategories. That is the reason you are getting 4 subcategories here based on sales. Now, if you click on office supply, so these are the top 5 categories for office supply based on sales. If you hover over here, for office supply, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 categories. So office supplies is showing me the sales of top 5 categories. Now instead of office supply, I want to show technology. So again, technology also has 4 categories, and this is what it is showing right now. So yeah, here it is. So basically what context filter do is, context filter calculates the value based on your condition first, then it will show you the result. But what happens in your in our subcategory filter was, first it was calculating the value and it was showcasing the result based on the calculation only, not with that filter. So to make it a very easy, I would say, I'll just give you one example. Let's say currently we don't have so many records in our sample superstore dataset. It's just 30,000-40,000. If say you are working on a huge database, huge data source which has millions of records, and your data sets contains blending, joins, etc., and data is coming from different regions. So in that scenario, if you want to find out a record, let's say if I want to find out a record for a phone category only, and I am aware of that phone subcategory belongs to category technology. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll add the context filter, and the advantage of adding it to the context filter is that instead of looking for phones or category in all the three categories, it will directly look into the technology category, and so it will directly look for the technology category. So here we will reduce the query time by excluding these two categories from our filters, and this way context filter will help you to improve the performance of the dashboard. But there is some certain limitation that it is advisable to avoid the use as much as you can, because context filter, what it does is context filter creates a temporary table. So every time whenever a query is triggered for that context filter, it goes to that particular query and generates you the result. So it is consumed as a time taking process as well. But again, it depends on the scenario, on which scenario you are working on. Currently, let's say I have 50 millions of records, and I know my the phone which I'm looking for, the details for the phone is belonging to this particular technology category only. In that case, I would prefer to use the context filters and update it as update the category as technology. So it will improve the searching for the records it will improve the searching for the records, and it will help me to save the query time. So this is what about the context filter is. So I hope you understand the concept of context filter, and let's talk about the date filter then. So I'll just again create another chart where we have the sales. I'll just add the sales here. I'll add the category here. So it's just a simple chart where you have the sales. So I'll put the sales here. So okay. So we have the sales, and we have the category, and we have the sales. I'll drag the order date here. So currently it is showcasing the sales based on the year of order date. This year is coming from your data source only, so you don't need to worry about it. Now, if I want to filter the data based on dates here, I'll go to this particular order date here. Now, the very first is the relative date. If I click on relative date, it will again ask for the relative date. Now these five options are coming here. Now how you want to filter your records? It is based on years. Let's say if I say yes, it should be based on years, and this year, then if I click on apply, then it will show nothing, because for this current year we don't have any data. If I click on previous year, then also nothing, because there's no data. And again, let's say for previous, if I select last 6 years, so yeah, no data for last 6 years as well. Yeah, so now last 7 years it is showing me the data, and the same way for this year there's no data, and for next year as well. So same way you can apply the same filter for, let's say if I want to showcase you the filter for last not 7, I would say. So you can see as I'm changing the quarters here, this date is also getting impacted. So let's say I'll pick up, but I have only 27 minutes left. Okay. So yeah, if I pick up the last 38 quarters, so it is showing me the data for last 38 quarters from 7/1/2014 to 12/31/23. So this is what about last. So last one quarter, if I say there's no data, and let's say if I do for last 96 months, that's 8 years. So yeah, Same way we can update for months, weeks and days. So whatever the things you are selecting here, the dates will be automatically updated based on that. Okay. Now if I again click on this, if I again click on edit filter, now I can give the range of a date, which is I can pick up the start date from my own and choose the end date from my own from the slider. Also, I can edit the date from here as well. You can just click on include, sorry, click on apply here, and it will show you the date. So you can see this 2016 has the highest sales in all the three categories. Now you can specify the starting date, you can specify the ending date, and you can specify like null dates or non-null dates like this. So currently I'm updating it. I'll click on cancel. I'll just remove the order date from the filter. I'll click on order date here again. Let's say I'll update the years. So I'll just update the years as of now. So I'm using all the 4 years. Apply. Okay. So when it was showing you earlier, if you notice that it was coming in this green color, which is our continuous. So these all are your continuous dates. This year, quarter, month, date, and this your weekday, and you can use more. And then this is your discrete. Let's say if I want to use discrete, I'll select from the list. So these all are the discrete list of the dates available. I'll click on use all. So it is showing me based on the year. And if I don't want to show based on year, let's say I want to showcase the sales based on months, which is month and year. So yeah, it is showing me the sales based on month and year. If I click on here, you can see November 13, May 14, all this. And instead of this, let's say it is again, let me do this as discrete. So yeah, you can see all the months here. Instead of month, if I pick let's say day, it would be much more. So it is showcasing the sales based on day. Then instead of date, let's say if I go with year, so yeah, this is showing me the sales based on year. This is all about the date filter. You can choose like you want to go with the discrete or continuous based on your requirement. And this is how we can go with our date filter. Now we'll talk about the order of executions of filters in Tableau. Let me rename this sheet first. Okay, so now the order of executions of filters in Tableau. So for this, I would just need you to show one just a minute. Okay, so to understand the order of execution, I would like to go to the data source tab, and if you can see in the top left, top right, sorry, there is a filter option is available here. So when we click on here, it will pop up the edit data source filter dialog box, where we can select the records, where we can select the not record, we can select the product, also where we can select the field based on which we want to filter our records. So let's say if I pick category, I'll select technology. So yeah, so this particular thing, this is called as data source filter, which runs at the very first level in your data source. So whenever you connect with your data source and this particular filter is applied, so in this case, this filter will be executed very first. So data source filter are executed at the very first level. So whenever you connect to your data source, you will see that only the records where technology category is equal to technology, that will be pulled down. If I click on OK here, and I go to here then, and if I showcase you the category here, so you can see only technology is the category, only technology. The reason being because we have selected the filter for technology as the category. I'll showcase you this subcategory and sales supply included here. And let's say if you go to this other tab, only you can see this because we have applied the data source filter. So this is your data source filter, which comes at the very first. So this is your data source filter, which comes at the second number. So the very first is your extract filter. So basically, if this is Tableau public, I won't be able to show you the extract filter right now. But if you remember in our first, in my very initial video, when I posted about Tableau, I told you about live connection and extract connection. So basically, extract connection is connection which helps for the faster retrieval of records, and it creates a data source within your temporary memory and you can schedule the refresh. So first, order of execution of filters are, first is your I'll just rename it here. First is your extract filter. Second is your data source filter, which is just I've shown you. Third is your context filter, which we have discussed in our earlier in this video. And after that context filter, it comes as sets. After this, the filters for sets, conditional filters, which we have given for top 5, top n, and fixed LOD, which we haven't discussed yet. We'll discuss in the upcoming videos. These all things gets executed. That is fixed LOD. Now we will have fourth is our dimension filter. So dimension filters, all these text fields like category, subcategory, or custom ID products, these all are your dimension filters. And after this, we have the include and exclude LOD. This again we will discuss in our upcoming videos. There are a lot of things to be covered in our upcoming videos, and data blending takes into the picture here. After this, we have the measure filter, which we say. Measure filter, after measure filter, we go with the forecast option, which we will see in upcoming videos again in the analytics tab. Forecast, then the table calculation, which we have clusters and totals, and last is your table calculation filters and trend line and reference line. So this comes at the last. So this trend lines, this reference line, these all are included in your analytics tab, which we haven't covered yet. So we'll be covering it soon in our upcoming videos. So this is all about filters and order of execution filters. So I'll repeat. I'll very first in like the very first filter which is executed here is your extract filter, then your data source filter, then your context filter, and after that these sets conditional filters, the top n and freestyle ODs gets executed once this context filter is run. Then dimension filters. After that dimension filter, we include and exclude LODs, data blending concepts comes into the picture. Then measure filter, and after the measure filter, we go to the forecast, which we have here in the analytics tab, table calculation, clusters and models, clusters and total stuff. And last is your table calculation filters. So this is more, this is what about the order of execution in filters. So basically, order of execution in filters, I would say, is one of the very important thing in terms of interview perspective as well. I'll just highlight it for you, because if you say you are a Tableau developer, you work on all these things and all, so there will definitely a question on order of execution of filters, or what are context filter, how it is working, how it is important. So this will definitely be an important interview question which you need to remember. And context filter is also again an important filter as well, and important concept in Tableau, and it will definitely come as a question in your upcoming interviews if you're preparing yourself for interview. So I hope I hope I'm cleared with the context filter concept and date filters. If you guys have any question regarding this, you can reach out to me anytime. You can reach out to me through LinkedIn, or you can just email me a query. I'm happy to help you. So that's it from my side. Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.